If you like the taillights on the newer generation Rams and wish you could implement that style into your 2009 through 2018 Ram 1500, this set of white LED bar taillights with the black housing and the smoke lens will definitely do the trick. These will only work with the Rams with the factory halogen taillights though, so if that fits your mold, these are going to be a great addition to your truck that is also relatively affordable compared to other choices to either update the styling or replace damaged or worn out factory tails with a very sleek, modern, and high-performing approach. As you can see on the table, these are going to be very dark at first glance, when they're off being a great addition to any blacked out aesthetic or stealthier build style that you may have, but when they're on, they're going to have a super bright appearance to them. The outer white light bar will be the stylish running light, and the upper and lower bar in the center will offer a bright strip of LEDs for the brake lights, both being incredibly noticeable on the road to other drivers, which will ultimately keep you safer and of course turn some heads for some style. The center will have a bright white reverse light surrounded by a plastic inner housing, which I think adds a little bit of character to up that factory element of the lights. It adds a little bit of style to the build, and even though the reverse light isn't huge, the strip of high output LEDs, even through the smoke lens, will provide solid visibility out of the back of your truck. This set will have a solid ABS plastic build that is pretty standard for taillights because it is a strong plastic material that can hold up in tough conditions. On the front, these will have a tough smoke plastic material, which does great at adding that darker look to the lights without completely taking away lighting performance, and with the sturdy construction, will hold up to some lighter abuse no matter where you're taking your Ram. Now, even with being a full LED construction, this is going to be completely plug and play as far as the install and is not going to require any wiring to do so, and will include a resistor to eliminate any hyper flashing from the drastic switch from a halogen over to an LED. These will cost you roughly $400, which compared to other choices is going to be right in the middle for a set of lights. These will be unique in the fact that it's going to have an OE Plus approach to the design with the next gen appearance, in addition to taking it to the next level with that smoked look with the lens there if you want the best of both worlds. It also has a full LED construction. You're not going to have to swap anything over. It's not going to require any wiring like some other choices may include, and it's going to require no maintenance even out of a high performing set. So $400 for a substantial improvement in your lighting, I think that's definitely a fair price. Install is going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take you about an hour or so to get these installed, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we got it done sooner because it's only a couple of bolts and a couple of plugs. Now at this point we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on our Ram of how to get these onto your Ram at home, so that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install. For this install you need a ratchet and a T25 socket. Alright, today we're going to be installing some taillights on our Ram, but first we're going to watch a quick video how to uninstall the stock ones, and then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
Alright, so the first step in our uninstall with your tailgate down, you can see 2 bolts on the inside of your taillight. This is a T25 Torx bolt, so grab a T25 Torx socket and a ratchet, and let's get these out. With the bolts out, grab your taillight and pull straight back. You'll see 2 connectors. Pull back on the red tab on the top connector, push down, and remove it. Onto the bottom connector, press down on the tab, and remove this one as well.
All right, before we install our new taillight, we just need to swap over our bulb sockets to the new taillight. All right, we're going to start with our reverse. We're going to grab the socket, give it a quarter turn, pull it out, pull the bulb out, plug our wire into our socket, and do the reverse, line up the grooves, give it a quarter turn. The same thing with our taillight. Quarter turn, remove the bulb, plug our wire in, and give it a quarter turn. All right, now we can install our taillight. We're gonna plug our factory harnesses into our sockets. We'll start with our reverse, and then our taillight. Remember, you have that red locking tab on the taillight. And then you'll see your 2 pins on the side here. There are 2 grooves on the side that it's going to line up on. And then we could put our screws back in. Now you will have your T25 screws, so you're going to grab your ratchet and T25 socket. Ours are held in by Phillips heads, so we're just going to grab our Phillips head screwdriver and tighten these down. All right, now you just repeat those same steps for the other taillight. All right, and that wraps up our install of our white LED bar taillights with a black housing and smoke lens for our 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500 with factory halogen taillights. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.